God, what have you gone and done, my friend? Why did you stray so far from them? Where have you been? Take these last photographs.
Hi everybody, welcome to AJOB 32.
If I could save you, will I take an oath to protect?
I'm a little bit hungry today, right now, so what we've got here is some buns and some strawberry and blackberry jam, and we're gonna just spread this on there. And I got a carrot here that I was craving earlier. So I'm listening to a song called "If I Could Save You" by The Ending to This Story. And how I came across this song and this artist is I signed up on this Ernie Ball Battle of the Bands Vans Warped Tour thing, basically at battleofthebands.com. And the reason I signed up for it is because one of my friend's bands, Under Artificial Skies, at underartificialskies.com, are also signed up. You got one of their buttons here, Under Artificial Skies. Whoa! Also got a bullet in here. What are loaded bullets doing in my desk? Loaded bullets? Active bullets. Live bullets? Live ammunition. Because Adam's crazy. So anyway, I found this artist and was really impressed by this song. And he's got no contact information, you know, unless I sign up for MySpace. Who uses MySpace anymore? So I'm gonna do this AJOB, and then I'm probably gonna head to bed early. Fresh buns. The thing I wanted to talk about, one is Circumstantial, and the other one was sort of what I wanted to talk about. The one thing I wanted to talk about was dreams. You know, people say, I don't do drugs. You know, people like to say, I'm clean, I don't do drugs. But you actually have a Schedule 1 drug in your head that's released every night when you dream, called dimethyltryptamine, DMT for short. A drug which your pineal gland produces, and unless modified otherwise, every human being that's born has a pineal gland. Some people call it the third eye. So, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I tried to stop sleeping for about 7 days. You know, most people who try to not sleep, you know, have a lot of caffeine or pet pills or whatever to keep them awake. And I just did it on coffee. I was still in high school, and so I hadn't drank coffee at that point in my life, so this was like my introduction to coffee. And just pot after pot. I remember the third or fourth night just getting totally like paranoid. You start hearing voices and you're grinding your jaw. I don't know what grinding your jaw has to do with it's not that you're grinding your jaw, it's that we take it for granted, but every night your mouth isn't moving. You're not chewing, you're not moving your mouth, so it gets rest. So if you don't get that rest, it's not that I was grinding my jaw, it's that it was just sore. And I remember my teeth hurt, my jaw hurt. I remember on the 5th, 6th day, just getting so, you don't know what's real, and if you're already dreaming and you keep going, your conscious would slip into that subconscious state. Now, I did it for sort of like fun, sort of experiment. I actually went to school for like 2 or 3 of these days. It was right before a weekend. But I remember school, everywhere starts to seem really soft, and I actually put that in like a poem that I wrote back then. But, you go into school and everything's like brick and hard, but it just seems soft, like you could lay your head against it and fall asleep. They say if you don't sleep, that you'll go crazy. And it's also a form of training in certain military, where they use that sleep deprivation, like 4 hours a night, to train you. And it's also used in prison camps like Abu Ghraib, sleep deprivation to just break your will. So sleep is an important thing. And dreaming, as produced by the Schedule 1 drug in your brain, the pineal gland, dimethyltryptamine. Dreaming is as important as, more important than just resting your body. Dreaming versus an actual rest of your body. So we all have this Schedule 1 drug inside of our brains, and some people apparently dream in black and white. I dream in really vivid color, and if you're a visitor to AdamJosh.com, then you'd see some of the dreams that I've documented. But some of them are pretty vivid. I dreamt about the technology that the movie Avatar talks about before the movie Avatar came out. In my dream it was called Ghost Whisper Ballistics, which is pretty cool. Remote controlling people with technology was what I dreamed about, and it really freaked me out to even have the idea that could be possible. But dreaming is important, and there's a lot to dreaming that we don't understand. But one of the things we do understand is that dimethyltryptamine, the same drug that is sort of likened to acid, LSD, or salvia divinorum, it causes you to hallucinate, and that's the Schedule 1 drug that's in your brain. Not that I'm recommending that you go out and get dimethyltryptamine, DMT, or salvia or LSD, but you already have it in your brain. Some people go to Brazil and get ayahuasca tea and drink it so they can trip out like a shaman for a few days. And depending on the person, they have different experiences. The other thing I sort of wanted to talk about was, before we get to the last thing, the circumstantial thing, the second thing that I wanted to talk about was, what am I? What are you? You ever ask that question? People ask, where are we? What are we doing? What am I? What am I? And I was thinking, One of the easiest ways to say what I am is I am an energetic being from another reality that was embodied in a womb by the combination of sperm and egg, and embodied in that tiny zygote, in that vehicle that expanded and expanded, that started off small, was birthed, and then grew the body vehicle into what you see now. But I started off, before all that, as an energy being from somewhere else, from not this solid grind and press of reality, but from somewhere other than that, if that makes any sense. Like the seed that dies and goes into the ground may think it's the end, or like the caterpillar when it rests up in the cocoon may think it's the end. You and I, and average people, may, when this body vehicle has tired and worn and we lay down to sleep for our last sleep, we also may too think it's the end. But just when the caterpillar thought it was over, so in the meanwhile, we're in these bodies. Have you ever noticed how your body is bipolar? Winning over here, winning over there. I'm on a joke, it's called Martin Sheen. One of the true things that came out of that whole thing that I enjoyed was, or that has come out of that whole meme so far, is the world is bipolar. People talk about being bipolar. Oh, he's bipolar. The world is bipolar. And that's really true. The world is bipolar. Physically, in the North and South Poles. Also, in the flux state of winter and summer. So, different levels. But like, imagine this. You have two sides of your brain, your left and your right brain. Right? You have two eyeballs. Left ear, right ear. Your tongue is actually split down the middle. There's people that do body mods and they actually have split their tongue down the middle. So you can see that your tongue actually has two sides, two nostrils. You actually have two lumps on your chin. You go down here, you have two nipples, two sides of your rib cage, two lungs, one arm, two arms, two legs, if you're lucky. And even on the male genitalia, still again with those crazy people that modify it, not that I recommend that you look at this, but it's actually split. There's two sides even to the penis. So we're almost split pretty much right down the middle and have two sides. So the body vehicle that we're in itself is bipolar and has two sides to it. And in the center of all this is the pineal gland. And maybe it's where the original you is housed, as this body vehicle has, how small do you think you started off as, if you wanted to define yourself as you by the body? But I mean, whatever that body is, you're smaller than that. So you started off maybe tiny like this, and then you grew and grew. And sometimes when I look at people, this can be a little trippy. I haven't done acid or salvia lately, but I have tripped out on DMT last night, and I plan on doing it tonight. So I'm saying, for those of you who think I'm just crazy, or tripping, as they say. I'm not. I got this ice cream, and I thought it would taste a lot more like Crunch, like the chocolate bar, and I usually don't get ice cream. I think the last time I actually bought ice cream was probably maybe 10 years ago, but I had a craving, and I thought it would taste like the chocolate bar, but because it's cold, it actually just kind of tastes like styrofoam. Like, there's little pieces in it that are supposed to taste like the chocolate bar, and they're supposed to be rice, but it winds up sort of just tasting like chewy nothingness. Little styrofoam balls, it could be. So we're split down the middle. Maybe the real us is housed inside the pineal gland that trips out every night. Before this body vehicle was as big as it is now, it was smaller, and before that, it was energy. So when this body vehicle decides to expire, the energy doesn't go anywhere. So it's safe to say, if we look back at the time behind us, we've increased in size and in knowledge along a timeline of our entire lives. When our body vehicles decide to expire, it's not as far-fetched as it is to say that we cease, as it is to say that we continue along that line of expansion and knowledge. That's one topic of simple energy and philosophy, I suppose. Another topic altogether would be, okay, but how did this energy get here? Who created the energy? That's a different sort of debate, and if anybody wants to know where I stand on any of that, I have years of blogging and writing behind me that anybody can freely peruse to see my beliefs on that. The last thing I wanted to talk about, the circumstantial thing, is something that just happened. I went over to my mom's. My mom hasn't talked to, my mom doesn't have a phone. She doesn't know how to use computers, so she doesn't want a computer. So she doesn't have a computer, she lives on her own, and, doesn't have a phone. So she hasn't talked to her family in California for a long time. And I just recently went to California to visit my American family, and so of course I have all their phone numbers and cell phone numbers and all that. So, and we keep in touch, and I thought, well, I'm visiting my mom, I'll just dial up the phone and here you go, Mom. So, I handed it to her, and it's her sister, my aunt, who she hasn't talked to in a while. And, they're gabbing, and then I start realizing, my phone might die, but luckily it didn't. And then I realized that her dad is also there in the room when they were talking. So I said, hey, your dad's, Papa is there. So she put him on the phone, and she goes, hi, Dad, and they haven't talked in years, and that's obviously between them. And Carrot, it's obviously between them. Just seeing that sort of like reunion conversation over the phone, and watching my mom call her dad and say, like, I love you, it really was surreal to me. It sort of struck a chord. I can't remember any time in my life that I've seen that before. Seen my mom like talking to her dad. It would be so awesome if I was able to just get everybody in the same room. So whatever little part I had in that, I was really appreciative to be able to even do that. And I took some photos and emailed them to my American family. Totally against my mom's wishes. So, I don't know, excuse me, I don't really know what this Ernie Ball battle, pardon me, choking on a carrot. I don't know what this Battle of the Bands 15 is all about, but if you want to go to the website, adamjosh.com, and vote for me, then I'll thank you. And I really don't honestly know. What are they going to do? Call me up and be, hey, come play this show? I don't know. So if they do, I'll play some songs. And if they don't, that's fine too. So thanks for watching. AJOB 32. Tell your friends to get a job.